Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 299. Tigers have to pay up or deal. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison joining us from sunny Florida? Question mark?
Yeah, sunny, yes. Warm, no. Um, I shouldn't say it hasn't been terrible, but it's definitely colder than usual. But
All
uh,
right.
but here I am for as long as the internet will hold out.
All right. Love it. So we will dive into it. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Well, not a lot of stuff, but a lot of detailed stuff. So we will jump right into it. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links in our link tree at the tops of all of our social media platforms. If you do any shopping with these companies, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. If you search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, beautiful tumblers like this. I mean, check this thing out. It is amazing. You know you want one. We have a few different colors too. They're all sharp. Great quality. So check that out. Great way to support us and to get our name out there. And we also have Patreon. We're building a small community over there. It's exclusive where we tell everybody about the upcoming guests that we're having. And we do some behind the scenes content over there occasionally as well. And just another great way to support us. So check us out on Patreon. All right. Tarik Skubal awarded $32 million in arbitration after the Tigers put in a $19 million figure. Well, duh. That's really all I have to say about this. The Tigers had to have known that $19 million wasn't going to get it done, right? Coming off back-to-back Cy Young Awards.
Yeah, I'm not sure on what planet they thought that's what that would fetch for a price, but um, I also seriously question them even putting that down on paper because that's a pretty insulting number to offer to your two-time Cy Young ace in the middle of an already not great negotiation to basically insult him out of the gate like that.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that other than just like I don't understand what they were doing. Like you knew $19 million was not going to get it done. That's a laughable number. Now, do you think Skubal would have taken it if it was 24, 25, 26 in that mid 20s range?
I I think you would have at least considered it. But I think given how their conversations have gone, I think Scubal's looking at this as I'm going to get everything that's mine. And I'm not going to give these guys an inch because they clearly don't value me, and I'm going to make them pay for whatever remaining time I have left.
Yeah. And Michael, right. They give Framber 38, but think Skubal's worth 19. I mean, we'll get to Framber in a second, but I mean,
Bad look.
bad, awful, awful look. I'm gonna say. I don't understand what they were doing. Maybe they thought because they were trying to maybe make it trade friendly. I mean, that's really the only excuse I can think of is, hey, if we keep this low and we do deal him, maybe we keep the cost down somehow. I don't really know. I don't.
Yeah, or thinking that because it's arbitration, they'd never award him such a high amount. Maybe they can get away with something less. But this one to me was a slam dunk. He's the reigning two-time Cy Young winner. I mean, anything south of 30 is kind of laughable.
Yeah. Mike says they need to at least be in the 20 something mil range to have a chance to win. Yeah. I mean, agree. Like I was thinking you 24 to 26 range, Skubal might have taken that for one more year, but instead you're gonna give up $13 million more a year than you thought. So good for
Well,
Skubal. I mean, we all said he was gonna win it. It was really no contest.
no, the hard part with arbitration is you can't. The arbitrators have to pick one or the other. It's 32 or it's 19. It can't be anywhere in between. It's got to be one or the other. And the case for 19 doesn't exist. So it was pretty much a slam dunk. It was going to be 32. There's
Right.
just
And
no no case to be made.
right. Unless they settle it outside of court. That's the only other way that they can settle on an arbitration price, right?
Yes, they would have to agree before the hearing is had. Once they have the hearing and they've handed away, once Jesus take the wheel, they've handed away the decision-making power to that group, that panel of 3, but it's wild that we got here.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the numbers came out, we were like, yeah, it's 32 million. Let's be honest here. Like 19 is laughable.
Well,
Now, if it's 25, 26, arbiters might, like, at least they would have had a shot to award the Tigers the 25, 26.
yeah, it would have certainly been something to discuss at that point, but 19's laughable. And
Yeah.
apparently the Tigers were going to revise their offer and bring it into the low 20s, and Boris shut them down and would not allow an adjustment to the offer to keep it so low, knowing that Skubal would clearly win because of it.
Well, duh. And as Boris does, of course.
Yep. Well, he's got a vested interest in that number being larger, considering he makes a percentage.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Well, staying with the Tigers, Framber Valdez signs 3 years, $115 million with opt-outs. And this is Alex Bregman. This is Bo Bichette deal. It is, opt-outs after year 1, year 2, whatever, right? So is this a 1-year deal for Framber? $38 million a year for this guy. And we're sitting here last show not knowing where he was going to go. Tigers take a chance here, and we'll get into it in a little bit. But what were your initial thoughts to Framber to Detroit?
I never had the Tigers as a team that was going to make a legitimate run at him. It made no sense to bring in another expensive lefty when you've already got Skubal. I think it's a great move for them. I don't know how well he fits in with that young core. I don't know if I'm Dylan Dingler. I'm certainly afraid of what I'm going to get when I'm catching him. But I honestly never saw him to Detroit. It seemed like it was going to be Baltimore, New York, or Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh was in heavy on him and apparently made a very competitive offer to Framber Valdez, and he ultimately chose the Tigers. So, I mean, good. I guess. I mean, we'll see. Backing him up with Skubal is not going to be bad. He's a completely different type of pitcher. Like we've said before, the grounds crew is going to hate this dude because you got to replace the grass in front of home plate every game. But also in a Canyon ballpark, he could have a really damn good season there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he's set up to have a great season there. He's going to be the number 2. He doesn't have to be the guy. He's going to pitch in that massive ballpark for probably half of his starts. He's going to see a lot of AL Central teams. There's a lot of things to like about this move for Valdez. I do question how long he's there. I do think, given the fact he didn't sign until February, he may not be rushing to opt out when the season ends. But at the same time, depending where the market goes and the labor stoppage, he may be in it for the long haul. But in my mind, when I saw this signing, I immediately thought that means that Skubal's gone, that they'll make a trade. Because why would you pay both of these guys 30-something million bucks? Maybe, according to Ken Rosenthal today, the Tigers have no intention of trading Skubal. This is their idea of making a run for it. But man, I'll be curious.
Yeah, so let's just jump into the next one then. With the Tigers losing arbitration, having to pay $32 million a year to Skubal, the signing of Framber Valdez at $38 million a year, do the Tigers go for it or do they deal Skubal?
And this is a tough one because by signing Valdez, you basically guaranteed you can't re-sign Skubal. You just budget wise, it seems like they can't swing it. So that means this is definitely Skubal's last year. Now you can either go all in and make a run for the World Series with that pitching rotation and hope you get there. If you do get there, awesome. Get there, and Skubal walks for nothing. Massive missed opportunities. This is one of those situations where general manager, you may have to do the unpopular thing to protect the organization and trade Skubal to get something. But man, it would be really fun to watch them make a run for it.
Yeah. Mike says, I think they're making a run to at least get to a World Series. And I think that's what they're going to do. I obviously will reassess in July as all teams do. But for me, I think both are gone. at the end of this year, right? Skubal free agency, Framber opts out, especially if they don't get to where they need to go. If they don't get
Sure.
to a World Series, they're both gone, right? So you just spent $80 million, $70 million on two guys and nothing to show for it. That's a high possibility.
Yeah.
Good for the Tigers actually spending and trying to get somewhere with this team. Um, I give them props for that, but I could see both of these guys not in a Detroit Tiger uniform in 2020. Well, let's 2028. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
Whatever that might be.
Right. Um, so yeah, they're quote unquote going for it. We'll see where they are around the August 3rd trade deadline. But I don't know. Mixed feelings on it. Like I get it. Like you want a number two behind Skubal. We've been saying it for a couple of years now. Like you gotta get somebody to back him up. And as good as Flaherty is at times, like he's not a bona fide number two for me. Framber Valdez definitely is. But yeah, Nico says can't help but think Scott Boras and the Tigers brass have butted heads in their negotiations earlier in the offseason, and that could be part of it too. I think that's definitely part of it. Boras is always butting in, so that's what it's got to be. I mean, it's weird to me. I don't understand how teams are. I mean, I know teams still have to deal with Scott Boras. Like I get it. But at what point do teams just say, we're not even going to take phone calls with you, buddy? Like, when do they start stiffing like the contacts with Scott Boras if he keeps playing these games?
I mean, I think the sad part is he represents really important people in the game, and because of that, you can't just completely ignore him. But I'm with you. I'd love to see teams be like, "No, we're done, Scott. Like, go knock on somebody else's door." But at the same time, when he represents guys like Skubal, you kind of
Yeah,
can't ignore him.
you're going to listen. Yeah.
You kind of
Not,
have to.
but is that a way that owners could possibly get the market down? Is by stiffing the top agent in the game and saying, hey, like we're done. Like, come back to us when you're a little bit more realistic. Is that a way that they could try to drive the price down? I mean, I get all 30 owners have to be on board, and they're not all going to be because the top markets will pay. But is that something that could be talked about in the CBA?
Well,
Like,
and I think you have seen Scott Boras, I would say push down a peg or two the last few years. I mean, look at the Jordan Montgomery situation blew up badly for Montgomery. He publicly blew Boras up. This whole Cody Bellinger situation, where they sat there for 2 months asking for more and basically settling for the original offer, which is not a good look for Boras. He's definitely had some moments where he's gotten it back from the front offices. And I do think you'll see more of that. And there are other agents like the Casey Closes of the world who represents Tucker that are making a name for themselves, and Boris is not the only guy anymore.
yeah,
And we've definitely seen a change in the way that he is perceived around the game.
yeah, yeah. And I'm with you guys, right? Both Mike and Michael said, they'd essentially have to collude, and they'd probably get sued for doing that. And yeah, I'm not asking the owners to do that. Wink, wink. But I mean, at some point, it gets ridiculous. And hopefully the CBA addresses this, and it's all going to be a waterfall effect, right? Like as soon as those rules go in, we'll see how the rest of the free agent market pans out after that. Does Skubal sign before the lockout hits? Would that be smart for him to kind of get grandfathered into this, not knowing what the CBA is going to look like coming out in 2027?
I'm thinking he'd have a tough time getting signed before early December. That's going to be a big contract. It's going to be complicated. It's going to have some complexity to it. I think it'd be hard to have him get something done. If he can get something done in the season with the Tigers, that'd be a different story. Or if he gets traded at the deadline and can sign wherever he is before the end of the season. that'd be good. But I think a contract like his is going to be hard to work out that fast, as well as, do you want to sign a mega contract with a guy right in the middle of a work stoppage where you could come out of this with different rules that this contract may not fit within? So I do feel like I do feel like the way Boris has played this, he's forced the Tigers to say, "We're out. We're going to play out the season and then let you go to free agency, or trade you somewhere you don't want to go at the
Right.
deadline and just say tough." But he's putting Skubal in a spot where he's going to go into the um, the uncertain future with no deal, and
Right.
then sit on the couch for 3 months, 6 months, a year, waiting for baseball to come back, still with no deal. And the other thing that I was thinking of the other day is, so say that there's a lockout, and all of a sudden in July they come to terms, and they're going to hit spring training, or some sort of spring training in July, and Skubal's still got no contract. He's then got to work up. Then got to get conversations started, get some kind of a deal worked out at least for the rest of the year. Who the hell knows where that's going to be? What does he have for time to get ready? He's got all this to factor in. So I feel like Boris has set Skubal up for what could be a really frustrating, challenging 2027.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Skubal would want to get signed before the lockout,
Yeah,
but to your point, the 30 teams are going to be like, "What? We're going to hold off because we don't know what this is going to look like." Yeah, that's a great point.
yeah.
Um,
Why,
so I
why
don't
do
know.
something we don't have to do?
Right. And then have to try to backpedal and figure out how to make it work depending on what happens coming out of the lockout. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, it will be an interesting year for the Tigers. That's for sure. I think they have the talent to play pretty well and to make a playoff run. Do you think they have right now? Do they have what it takes to get to a World Series to come out of the American League?
Um, I mean, I think what they have is a top tier starting rotation, a very good bullpen, and an offense that is pretty good. Um, their offense really let them down the stretch, let them down in the playoffs. I mean, look at Skubal's line; they let him down all year.
Yeah.
This is not an elite offense. This is a very, very inconsistent, tough to predict offense, and that's what you get with a lot of young guys. You don't get consistent performance from guys like that. They really haven't addressed it. So I don't look at this team as having an offense that scares you, or even an offense that can consistently perform. And that, I think, could be their Achilles heel. They're going to pitch, and for the most part, they're going to catch the ball. I just don't know how many runs they're going to score, and if it'll be enough.
Yep. I'm with you 100%. All right, we have the 3-team trade that went down earlier this week. Brendan Donovan to the Mariners, Durangelo Gentili. I don't know. There's no vowels in that
I
name. I
say,
never know
can
how to
I buy
pronounce
a
it.
vowel? Like, is
It's
that an option?
insane. Durangelo Gentili to the Cardinals, and then Williamson to the Rays. There were other players involved in this trade, but these are the big names that moved. So what are your thoughts on the pieces moved and how the teams fared?
I mean, I think this is a great move. I think all around. I think this is a great move for the Mariners. Donovan is an on base machine. He will be a very good third baseman for them, because it sounds like they're going to play him at third. I think that's an exceptional move for the Mariners. The Cards are getting high upside, which is, I think, again, a great move for them. This is Heim Bloom doing what he's doing, and I believe I read after this trade that the Cards now have the most top 100 prospects in all of baseball,
Yeah.
because they're just stockpiling them,
In
and
the
that's what
matter
Heim Bloom does.
in the matter of 2 months, mind you.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
and they already had a couple of blue chip prospects, but they've added, I think, four more to that pile or whatever. Now, I mean, they're now sitting there with a pretty stocked farm system, and a good move for the Rays. Another young guy, inexpensive, under control. I think everybody wins in this deal, which is rare. You usually feel like somebody gets hosed. Um, I think this is a great trade all around. Everybody got what they needed.
yeah. The Williamson one's interesting to me because I think he's a third baseman because he was going
Yes.
to play third for the Mariners. And you have, You're pretty decent third baseman right now in Tampa. I think last time I checked. I don't know. Is he good? Junior Caminero? I mean,
He's all right.
I think he's okay. I mean, you're looking at a 40 home run guy. So is Williamson's going to move positions, right? Probably go to second to fill that low hole, right? Lau. I still get that one mixed up. I don't know who's what, but
Who's who?
yeah, because
I think this gives the Rays a chance to do a few things. I think Caminero, you know, may get some time to DH to try to keep him fresh. I think that Williamson has some positional flexibility. He is a third baseman, but he's got the tools to go play somewhere else. He could play second. Um, I think it's the Rays bringing in young, high upside ball players and saying we'll figure it out because we
yeah,
always do.
yeah. Captain says slight overpay, but good bat to have in the lineup. Curtis says, is he Welsh? Chantilly? I honestly I don't know. I pronounce it differently. Surprise, surprise. Every time I say his name. So I actually used him on the Wheel of Fortune puzzle on the post tonight. So good luck with that one, everybody.
Yeah, his last name makes my brain hurt because I do not know what to do with it. Like I
Yeah,
can't process it.
yeah. But what is cool about Durangelo, I'm just gonna call him, is he is the switch
Sure.
pitcher. He's the
Yep.
switch pitcher. And he throws 85 to 90 with both arms, which is crazy. Would love to see him at the MLB level, and I'm sure he's gonna get there. He's gonna develop. Just blows my mind that you can do that at this level. It's pretty cool. So Brandon is Lau and brothers are low. Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Brandon Lau, who went to the Pirates, and then or did Josh Lowe go to the Pirates? See, I can't. They're on the same team. I can't.
Here.
It's just like Taylor and Tyler Rogers. I don't know which one's lefty. I don't know which one's righty. I'm sorry. I get them. Yeah, exactly. The Taylor and Tyler Rogers one, I can't figure out. And Brandon Lau and Lowe on the same team. I'm done. I'm out. I'm glad I don't cover the Rays that much. So,
Well, if you
but
only
yeah.
covered the Rays, it'd probably be pretty easy because you know that it's only that it's only that.
Yeah, well, fair. I don't know, Mike, if they stopped the switch pitching in the minors. They might have. I've kind of lost touch on him
La-
in his improvement.
yeah, last I knew he was still switch pitching. I think he's pitching more frequently. I think he was pitching more frequently left-handed because they wanted him to really develop the left side. I didn't want to say was what it was, but he's still switch pitching as far as I know. And as from what I had read too, it sounded like the Mariners are pretty high on him probably being in their bullpen this year. So I think the Cards are getting a guy who's close to ready.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to bring in a guy that can match up with any situation you would want? It doesn't matter who's coming up. He can just switch to that arm and take those hitters out, make the other manager pinch hit, or face them. Right? I mean, it's a great weapon to have for sure.
Yeah, and like Cap'n says, you have to just declare before the at bat what hand you're going to
Right.
pitch with. But he can literally switch. He can switch batter to batter.
Right. Yep. John says Tyler's the righty, Taylor's the lefty. Got it. I still don't got it, but it's fine. I got you. I'm glad you know it. Curtis, I'm with you here. Thing one, thing two. That's what I'm going to call him from now on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
John's just here to keep us honest because
yes. Thank God.
We miss sometimes.
Yes, someone's got to, especially on my side over here. But I do declare my right arm. Yeah. So love it. Yeah, I love this for the Mariners. This was a missing piece that they needed. They, I mean, I wouldn't say missing piece because I think Williamson could have been that for the Mariners, but this is a proven talent, like we have said. Like Williamson had the chance of coming in and not working, and then now what do you do, right? This was a hole for the Mariners, and Donovan plugs it and adds a great bat, great stick to your point to that Mariners lineup and makes them just a little bit more deep. So I love that.
Yeah, he's one of the top. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 on base guys in baseball the last several years.
Yeah.
Guy's a machine.
Yeah, for sure.
Great, and having a guy like that hitting in front of Cal Raleigh, not going to hurt.
Yeah, it's the honest Johns in here. Yeah. All right, Carlos Santana continues his tour around the league and signs with the Diamondbacks. Now, this one is I think a stopgap. I'm going to take this one. I love my Diamondbacks, but this way, Lourdes Gurriel is out with the ACL tear. This puts Pavin Smith back in the outfield, and Carlos Santana takes that first base spot until Lourdes comes back, and then it might push Pavin Smith to first base, and DFA Santana, depending on how well he's doing. But I mean, cool for Carlos Santana to still keep finding a team to play baseball on. And he's a solid veteran. He's going to be a good presence in that clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, guy plays great defense, and he can still hit. He still brings something with the bat. So, and honestly, like even when Gurriel comes back, I mean, there's probably at bats for Carlos Santana at the DH spot. Maybe he plays more first base and Pavin Smith DHs. Maybe they find somewhere else for Pavin Smith to go. Hell, by then 5 more guys might be hurt, and the whole equation's different. I think he's a great guy to have around so long as he continues to be able to perform, and he has.
Yep. As you guys have pointed out, Jamie Moyer is in this slide. He is Jamie Moyer Santana playing the guitar. And Michael got in like 3 milliseconds before Mike Reed. So it is a tight race heading into spring training. Michael Simpson's got 7, Mike Reed has 8. So it is tight. But yeah, Captain, just MLB professional for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
and a guy that is just generally respected around the league.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Or teams wouldn't keep signing him to these 1-year deals. So absolutely. Speaking of MLB veterans, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa fills out the infield with a veteran presence for the Red Sox. What are your thoughts here?
So you sent me a message immediately like, don't like it. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm gonna be the sunshine here on the Red Sox and say I actually do like it. I like it because Kiner-Falefa he's got a good bat, a lot of positional flexibility, a very high contact guy. I want to say it's like 15%, roughly 15% swing and miss. Super high contact guy, can play everywhere, plays good defense. I think he's a great utility guy. Now, if you're getting him to be a utility guy, I like this deal. If you're getting him to be an everyday player, I don't love this deal. I view him as like the next version of Brock Holt. He's going to play good defense everywhere. He's going to make a lot of contact. He doesn't provide a lot of offensive firepower, but he's going to put the ball in play. He's not going to strike out a lot. He's not going to hurt you in the field. He can run the bases, except in the World Series when you got to slide into home plate. I mean, there's a lot of things he does well, and he does them very well 3 days a week. I just don't want to see him every day.
Yeah, I've thought on this a little bit, and my initial thought was, ew. Like I just didn't honestly, I just didn't like it. It's not because he's not a flashy name or he's not a solid professional baseball player. I don't know. I don't know exactly where he fits. And like you said, if he is utility, then that's fine. That's where he fits. And we know Meyer's injury history, still haven't played a full season in professional baseball on any level. So I mean, sure, it's insurance pieces, just like everybody said. Captain says a little infield insurance. Mike Reed says, I like him as a bench piece. John Carter backs that up, plays anywhere, even came up as a catcher, can field and run. So I've sat on it a little bit, and I don't hate it as much as I did initially. If he's used how we're talking about. Right. Which I could imagine that's how he's going to be used. And this takes a little bit of pressure off Campbell, I think, as well. So are we getting Cassis back? I have not heard a timetable on that. I would say mid-season at best.
The last I heard is something like that. It was going to be like June was the earliest they thought they'd see him back. But even that was probably pushing it. I will say, all the points that were made, the Red Sox are going into the season with Romy Gonzalez, who you're hoping plays somewhat of a role. You've got Meyer, who's a big health question mark. You got Story, who's a big health question mark. I mean, you need that guy that can potentially come in and play for stretches or give everybody a day off when needed.
Yep.
And I think IKF is the right guy for that role. And honestly, if you were to lose Meyer for half the season or Trevor Story for half the season, you could get by with him.
Yes. Yeah. Agree. Mark, this is this comment. IKF is one of those guys that are good to have as long as you never have to play him.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. I think, yeah, the whole base running thing with the Jays, like I get it, not a
Yeah.
secondary lead, all that stuff. It's in the past. We're looking past it, but
Yeah,
uh,
that was in IKF's defense, he's a good base runner, and they were being way too conservative. They were not trusting him to make any kind of a read on his own, which is not good.
yeah, Curtis likes this. As a Yankees fans, he's saying that yes, you guys should like this move, and
Yep.
we benefit. So, um, yeah, I mean, as I've sat on it, like I said, I think it was just the name came across and it was just kind of like, like not excited about it. Will he help? Sure. And I hope he does. I hope he adds to the team, which I'm sure we have guys that have injury issues, like we said. So, and Michael asked, do we even want Cassis back? Harrison,
Uh,
I'll let you take this one.
I think it depends on who you're getting back. If you're getting the Tristan Cassis we saw when he first came up, yeah, I'd love to get that guy back. Good attitude, good defense, good bat. Um, a guy you could count on. The Do we want the Cassis of the last couple of seasons back, where he's played part time, has been kind of a pain in the head, and hasn't really given you much? No, I don't want that guy back. I want when Tristan Cassis came up, I remember them bringing him out to trot him out around Fenway Park. He was a huge deal. He was the next big thing, and he had a really good rookie season, and then he's basically been junk ever since. But it's not just been his performance; it's been like his attitude, his mannerisms. Like the dude's weird. Totally get it. He's weird.
Mhm.
Um, he likes to go sunbathe before the game. He paints his nails. He has his own routine. I don't care. He was a guy that fit into that clubhouse well, played good baseball, played hard. But after that first season, he's been a kind of a different guy. He's been weirdly outspoken. Um, we had the situation where he weighed in on something last off season that was the Devers thing. It was
Yeah.
like, dude, nobody asked your opinion.
Right.
Um, I don't want that guy back. I want the guy that just showed up and played baseball.
Yep. I'm with you. For me, he to me reminds me of a left-handed Bobby Dahlback. He
Yeah.
is light tower power for a week and then we are non-existent for a month. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any consistency at all. But I just I don't know. I don't know. I
I
really
I
don't.
have I have to laugh though, Nick. We just spent the last month telling the Red Sox to go get Suarez, and yet here we are, like mad about Casas coming back for the same reasons.
Well,
Um,
I
but
mean that's a fair point. It's fair.
but I think the difference is with Suarez, you're getting a guy who comes out to the ballpark, gives you everything he's got every day, and I don't think Casas has been that guy the last couple of years. I feel like he's
Yeah.
he's kind of coasted at times, and he's gotten into slumps that were more mental than anything. Like it just there's something not right with where he's been.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of worry about getting him back. I'm not sure I'm not honestly sure anymore if he is really a major leaguer anymore.
Yeah. It's fair. To go back to the Mariners trade real quick, Randy says it's unfortunate the Mariners let Williamson go, but I guess they like Cole Young at second base more than Williamson at third, and I think that's a very valid point for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And the Mariners have some young guys coming that are pretty good.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think they can take some risks here and see what they can do.
absolutely. All right, let's dive into this one because this one boggles my brain. I can't wrap my mind around this or anything. But Edwin Diaz gets clearance to go to the WBC, but Lindor doesn't. Make it make sense to me, Harrison.
Nope. No.
Okay.
No. I mean I can't make it make sense for you, Nick, 'cause I can't make it make sense for myself either. The guy that is the reason why the insurance companies are spooked got approved. But yet Lindor, who has really not much of an injury history to speak of, got shut down. And the worst part about it is Puerto Rico named him the team captain last April, and then found out 3 days before the lineups go in that he can't play. And then they tried one last ditch effort to get a second um, insurance option. Couldn't find one. Nobody will insure this guy, and I don't know why, but
Yeah.
Diaz got it.
Josh, he's with the Dodgers now, so it's not the Mets call. Oh, for Lindor, it's
Lindor.
no. I don't think the Mets let him go. The Mets were like, "Yeah, you can play."
The Mets
It
okayed it.
wasn't. Yeah,
The
this.
honestly, the Mets were trying to help them find an insurance market for this. Like they were committed to helping him go.
I don't get this, and you can't tell me it's because of the annual salary because we all know the contract that Diaz just signed in the offseason. So it's not even the money anymore, right?
No,
Like that's not the issue. I don't understand. I don't understand this one bit. You need to think like an insurance agent, and I'm not a psychopath. I mean, that's fair.
yeah,
I just again with the consistency across the board, like there isn't any. Is this something that the league needs to address going forward? Because if this is going to keep happening, yes, we talked about it that it happened in 2023, but with like two guys, it was like Kershaw and somebody other random one. I can't
yeah.
remember.
It was
But
another
like,
pitcher though.
but this is like an entire team that's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, you can't go to Puerto Rico. Sorry.
Puerto Rico lost 6 guys to this issue. Um, and a guy like Lindor who's doesn't really have any lingering major problems that would jump out as this dude's a risk.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, hell, we laughed about the fact that Byron Buxton is playing for Team USA. You want to talk about a guy who's a risk?
Yeah.
Buxton's going to be there.
Yeah. I
Trout was
and
there last time. I mean, good
right.
lord.
Mark, I mean, this is a fair point. Mark says Dodgers have so much money they can self-insure Diaz. So can the Mets. Steve Cohen has more money than the rest of the country put together. Like he can too. But I just I can't I don't understand this one. This one boggles my mind. I don't get it. And again, that's probably why I'm sitting here talking about it and not in that role to make that
Yeah,
decision. But this one has I have no I have nothing for it.
yeah. This one's puzzling. And and again, like I go back to Diaz is the reason the insurance companies are all scared, and yet they approved him, which doesn't make sense on any level for me at all.
Yeah. John Carter goes, "Can you defer insurance?" I mean, probably. Probably. Man.
Michael
Just a weird one.
Buxton just got hurt while Harrison was talking about him.
Yep. Yeah. So
Terrible.
just a weird one for me. I'm still excited for the WBC.
Oh yeah,
I hope Puerto Rico can put a competitive team on there because it's going to change some outcomes depending on what they got. They're not going in with their A team, which sucks for
no,
the WBC as a whole. But
no, they took a big hit. They
yeah,
took a very big hit.
this was just a weird one. I don't get it. But all right. Reports came out right before we came on that Emmanuel Class A threw at least 48 games. So at least 48 occasions he changed the outcome of a bet. And that's just 48 proven times. There could be more. What kind of trouble is Emmanuel Class A in?
Well, we went from thinking this had probably happened a few times to finding out it's happened a whole lot more than a few. And those are only ones they can prove. I'm sure there's a bunch more that were closer that they can't prove is actually him trying to, spike a pitch. But this issue is deeper than I think anyone thought or realized. I think this is going to be a really big, ugly mess for Class A. I mean, goodbye. And whatever they hit him with is going to be significantly worse than we thought. But this is definitely an issue that MLB is going to have to really spend some time digesting because he's probably not alone. And there's probably more of this. And how deep do you want to go down this rabbit hole?
Yeah, this is very unclass A for sure. Um, yeah, I just permanent vacation from the league, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to get a permanent ban. There's no way we see Emmanuel Clase throw another pitch in the MLB. No chance.
No, the question now is how much prison time does he serve? Because,
Right.
every one of those comes with a federal charge.
Right. Yeah, and then whatever Luis Ortiz's comes out to be too. We haven't heard anything on that, but Class A is the star pupil here, if you will, because he's the big name. I just this is another thing I can never wrap my mind around. A guy that makes $25 million a year to
Well,
throw
was
a
going
pitch,
to.
well, right, and to throw a pitch for hundreds of dollars. I just for me, it's deeper. It's got to be deeper. There has to be something deeper that he was in trouble and he was trying to get out of, or something off the field. It's the only thing I can think of that makes sense that he would do this. Right? That's
Well, well, and the thing is, they're saying he's getting like $5,000 to $7,000 per pitch. I mean, there's no way he threw his whole career away for 250 to $300,000.
right.
Like there's no way. There has to be more to this story. There's got to be a backstory here, or you're dealing with a guy who's just made a really really terrible decision that we'll never understand. But I can't believe for a minute that these guys surround themselves with agents and advisors usually who would help them not make this mistake. This is crazy.
Yeah. Josh makes a good point. What's wild is he had a sub 2 ERA during the first season of him doing this, which is crazy. I mean, he's that freaking good that he could throw a ball to the backstop and still be in the inning, right? Like he was. Oh, and I'm back. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, what on earth happened there?
I don't know. It just said reconnecting, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, sub 2 ERA, like he was a damn good pitcher for sure. It's just a terrible mistake. Maybe even if he views it as a mistake, I don't even know. We just don't know what the story is.
Yeah, I would love to at some point have him come out and tell his side of the story as to what happened, why, how did it get started, what were you thinking? Because I can't rationalize a situation where you throw your whole career away for 250 grand.
No.
Doesn't
And
make sense.
Josh, could his family have been at risk? Like these are the questions we all have as fans. Like possibly we don't know. Like we don't know what the off-field stuff was, because obviously he knew this group that was betting on this one particular pitch, right? He had to have been informed of this group somehow, or
Yeah.
he wouldn't have thrown the pitch to begin with, right? It's not like he's going on DraftKings 5 minutes before he takes the field and seeing all the prop bets on one and just doing it. There's no way. Yeah, it has to be a documentary on Netflix at some
Oh
point,
God,
Gavin. I'm with you.
please, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Was he paying off debt without paying off debt? 1,000%. That's what I'm thinking, John. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Really
Yeah.
is.
Well, and there's no pattern to it. Like it was very random when he would do it. Um, he would do it, then you wouldn't see him do it again for a little while. Then he would do it. Then there was a break. Then he'd do it like a few games in a row, or a few appearances in a row, and it was just all over the place.
Yep. Yeah. Crazy. All right. Before we get into trivia, I do have the Puerto Rico roster in front of me. So here we
Oh yeah,
go. So Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, Jorge Lopez. Those are probably the big names on the pitching staff. Martin Maldonado, Christian Vasquez are your catchers. Your infielders are now Nolan Arenado, Edwin Arroyo, Daryl Hernandez, Emmanuel Rivera, and Luis Vasquez. So that looks a lot different.
sure does.
Without Carlos Correa, Francisco Lindor, and others. Outfielders, we got Willie Castro, Carlos Cortez, Matthew Lugo, MJ Melendez, Helio Ramos, Eddie Rosario, and Brian Torres. So yeah, it's a shame. You lose half your infield. You got Francisco Lindor, Carlos Correa, Baez is out. Baez is expected to be suspended for using prohibited substances.
Marijuana.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's dumb. But
I'm
anyways,
pretty sure we're pretty sure Cody Bellinger uses that before press conferences. So
I
not
think
sure why it's a problem for Baez.
yeah, well, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a weird one. But we'll see how Puerto Rico does. They still have some talent there. They still
They
can
do,
do some damage.
but that Puerto Rico team was a shoe-in to come out of their pool, and now it's kind of like, ooh, do they even make it out of the pool? Like that's not a great team anymore. That's a good team, not a great team.
Yeah, and John, I'm with you. Willie Castro probably makes that move to short for that team. I would imagine
That make a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's not MLB capping; it's the WBC something different. So maybe they test for it before they go. I don't know the
then
rule on that.
the teams also have their own rules too. And
Okay,
I think this was more he broke a team rule than anything.
gotcha. Okay. All right. So, got some MLB trivia for you. It's most seasons leading certain categories trivia. So, just kind of put that in your head a little bit. Some of these are absolute layups. A couple of them are a little bit deep pulls, maybe. And I think the rest are moderate. So, just kind of a mixed bag here. So, we'll start off easy. Which two players have had the most 35 plus home run seasons in MLB history with 12?
I'm pretty sure those silhouettes are dead giveaways.
Dead giveaways for sure. I said we were starting easy.
I'm looking at it going, this seems like it's a trap.
This is not a trick question.
And they're both Yankees, right?
Well, sort of. They're
Well,
both known probably. They both play for the Yankees.
one of
yeah.
them ended up in New York.
It is not Hank Aaron. It is not Barry Bonds. And Ruth is one of them. Good. And John's got them both. It is A-Rod and the Babe. Yes. Both have 12 seasons of 35 plus home runs. So nice job, John Temple. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't fully appreciate A-Rod's career until I actually look back at the stats and go, wow, he put up some numbers. Now, steroids or not, whether you are into that or not, those are still obscene numbers.
Yeah, they pretty much are. Have you watched the Alex versus A-Rod documentary yet?
No, it's on my list. I got to check it out when I get home.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like he's pretty emotional talking about a lot of that stuff, and how like A-Rod to him was a different guy than Alex. Like it was a different persona. Like he was living two lives. And he goes in depth with it. It's a pretty good documentary. I'm not a huge A-Rod fan at all, but that made me. I wouldn't say appreciate him more, but I got some insight on him, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah, I mean,
it was good.
I've actually, he's become very big in the entrepreneurial world with investments he's made and companies he's involved in, and this whole A-Rod Corp thing that he started. He's a very thoughtful guy, very smart guy. Still arrogant as anybody you'll ever meet, but I've actually been able to appreciate him more now that you kind of see how he functions, because he's very much a cerebral, in his head kind of guy.
Yep.
And it never seemed that way. It seemed like he was just out for himself, but he was actually everything he did had a thought behind why.
Yep. Part owner of the Timberwolves now too. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Tris Speaker holds the record with 5 seasons of 50 or more doubles in a season. Who's missing from this list of players tied for second with 3 seasons of 50 or more doubles? We have Pujols, we have Stan Musial, we have Paul Wainer, and we have this guy.
Ooh. Interesting.
And this one is probably another one of our deeper pulls, but when you hear the name, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, this dude was a doubles machine.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of the guys that were doubles machines, and
Not Johnny Damon. That's a good guess,
that's a
John
good one.
Temple.
I mean, like Euclid hit a ton of doubles. You
Not
had
not Albert Bell. Look at the
Bell's a
back.
good one.
Look at the background. Look at the colors. I put clues in there, fellas. So look at the background. Look at the colors. Not Frank Robinson. Great guess, Curtis. More
Mora,
recent.
not Melvin Mora.
Not Melvin Mora. You're around that era, though. I mean, stay in that era and stay on that team, obviously, because of the Camden Yards in the background. Not Nick
Oh,
Markakis, another great guess.
Adam Jones.
Not Adam Jones. Maybe a little bit prior to Adam Jones, but not by much. Not Brady Anderson. These all great guesses, fellas.
I mean, Segui and
All
Palmero would be before then.
not Paul Mero. There's probably one more big name that you're not thinking of, and Joshua just got it. Brian Roberts.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. Brian Roberts.
Yeah, switch hitting Brian Roberts. Nice job, Joshua. Curtis just got it too, right behind him. Nice job, fellas. Yeah, a little bit deeper pull, but like you hear the name and you're like, oh yeah, that dude was an automatic double every night.
I loved Brian Roberts. He was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, he had a lot of doubles. I guess I just never realized how many.
Yeah. Well, 48 out of the 50 were against the Red Sox, it seemed like, so it's fine.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. All right. 4 players in MLB history have recorded 700 at-bats in a single season. Who is the player missing from the 4? Jimmy Rollins, Ichiro Suzuki, Juan Samuel, and this guy.
700 at bats. Wow.
So 700 official at-bats. So that's not plate appearances. That's recorded at-bats.
That's not Brett, is it?
Not Brett. It is Willie Wilson, John Carter. Nice job. Crushed
Get
it.
out. Wow.
Willie Wilson. Yeah. Michael got it too. Nice job. Nice job. Yep. Willie Wilson. All right. Here's a slam dunk for you, but please let me finish reading the question before you answer. Which player holds the record for most seasons of 150 plus RBIs with 7?
Wow. I have no idea.
It's a stumper. This one's a stumper.
Man, this is tough.
I'm
we
telling you,
haven't seen a season 150 RBIs in a long time, but this guy had 7 of them.
yeah. And you guys in the comments are definitely going to get this one. And this one's just to drive up engagement, but shh, don't tell the followers.
Don't tell the Facebook world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. It's Gehrig. It's the Iron Horse. I mean, that is just a staggering number.
That's absurd.
And we talk about it all the time, and we still don't talk about it enough that he was able to record all those RBIs with Babe Ruth hitting in front of him. I mean, Ruth is sitting there clearing the bases, and Gehrig's like, that's fine. I'll just drive in you every single time I'm up, and drive in 157 times in his career. It's wild.
Well, and you wonder why Babe Ruth was so great. This dude was standing in the on deck circle for a lot of the Babe's career.
Yeah. Yep. 1,000%. It's just absolutely insane. 150 for 7 years. Crazy.
I think you wonder though, like how much better would Gehrig have? Like, what if Gehrig was the guy? How much different does his career look?
Do his numbers decrease? Do they increase? I don't know.
I don't know. I wonder.
I don't know, man. Are they gonna go back and update the ground rule doubles counted as homer stats? I don't know, John. I don't know if they've done that or not. Because before one bouncing over the fence used to be called a home run.
Yeah, I don't think
So
they've done it. I don't think they plan on doing it.
I don't think there's any way to really track that, right?
There'd be no way to like look at an official score and be like, oh yeah, that was a ground rule
I mean,
double homer. I don't think
we,
there's a way to do it.
we probably have plenty of video footage from back then. Maybe we'll just do that.
Yeah, I mean everybody had it on their phones.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, could you
Um,
imagine if we actually had like all this cell phone footage of these guys, we could actually see them play?
It'd be insane.
So
Love
cool.
it. All right. Two players in Major League Baseball history are tied with the most seasons, 6, with 300 plus Ks in a single season. Who are they? Again, pretty much a layup here.
I was just gonna say the the two best known strikeout pitchers of
All
the
time.
last the last 50 years at least, but most likely all time. Yeah, so we'll let John get that one.
Yep. Nolan and the unit is 1,000% correct. Yep. Everyone's got this one. I hope for sure. Big unit Nolan. I like that answer for sure. Yeah. Johnson. Yeah. Not Maddox capping, but Johnson's one. Yeah. Ryan and Johnson. Mike Reed. Nice job, guys. And Josh got it. Michael got it as well. Nice job, fellas.
Will we see a 300 strikeout season anytime soon?
They don't pitch enough innings. There's no way.
I mean, I look at the numbers that Randy Johnson put up, and I just go, "There's no way." Like single season numbers, there's just no way anybody touches that in like ever again.
No, not pitching 5 innings every fifth day. There's no way. There's not enough outs to be had. Even if they
Yeah,
struck out all 15 they faced, there's no way.
yeah. The season that Johnson had like 372, he had 200. He had more than 200 at the All Star break.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what Skubal had last year and won the Cy Young.
right. Yeah,
Like
different.
it's not the same.
Not even close. All right. 3 players have recorded 50 or more saves twice during their careers. Who's missing from these 3 players? Mariano Rivera, Eric Gagne, and who?
Yikes! This isn't like so. It's the Orioles. So this isn't like a random Zach Britton, is it?
Not Zach Britton.
Doug Jones.
Nope. Yep. This was a really tall reliever. And again, another name that when you see it, you'd be like, oh, yeah, for sure. This dude was nasty first stretch.
How long ago? Like we talking like 90s, 2000s, or like
No,
70s, 80s?
90s, 2000s. Bob Wickman, good guess. Not him.
Oh yeah,
This is 90s, 2000s.
big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Boy,
His first and last initial are the same letter.
oh,
Yeah, he was 6'6", 250. Pitched for the Orioles, the A's, the Tigers, Braves, Dodgers, back to the Braves, and ended his career with the Angels in 2018. His
huh.
50 save seasons were 2012, where he was an All-Star, 7th in the Cy Young, and 2013, where he had 50. So back-to-back seasons with 50,
Both the Orioles.
both for the Orioles.
Oh God, who was it back then?
I stumped the chat.
Uh,
All
was
right,
it
I'll
like
give you
it
guys.
was like it was like a Johnson or Jackson?
Yeah, it was Johnson. Yep. Another tall Johnson. Yes. It was Jim Johnson.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Jim Johnson.
I do remember him.
Yep. Jim Johnson. The good old knuckle curve right there. So there you go. Yep, John just got it there too. Nice. And then Michael. Nice. All right. 2 more for you. Post 1920, 2 pitchers have logged 300 plus innings in 6 separate seasons. Gaylord Perry and who? Or is it whom? I don't want the grammar police on Facebook to get me.
Dude, they already own us.
Facts.
Oh, 6 separate seasons.
Not
The answer to
Jamie
any
Moyer.
Yeah, the answer to any innings question is Wilbur Wood that Michael just put out there.
Not Wilbur Wood. That's a good guess. Not Necro.
Activate the dork
The
signal.
dork
Nice job,
signal.
Captain.
Yeah, where is he? Forrest. Let's go.
Forrest, the world needs you.
We need to know. We need to record an alert where we can just play that audio clip where it's like
That'd be so
Forrest.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dork alert, dork alert.
Not the Mets. Not Seaver. This guy also has an alliterative name. It was for the Phillies. Not Carlton. Carlton's a great guess. Yes, sir.
The alliterative name, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now I got it.
So, to give you a clue, if we did put up the dork signal, like you would the Batman signal, Batman's sidekick would be who? Yes, Robin Roberts. There it is, right there. John Carter. Nice. Yeah, Robin Roberts. Nice work.
Another guy that I know I don't fully appreciate his career. I mean, I think a lot of people, because of the era that he pitched, he doesn't get their attention deserved.
Agree. And I think, like, for me, as I'm not like a huge baseball history buff, as a lot of people on Facebook like to tell me, like, I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I'm not a huge history buff when it comes to baseball. Like, do I appreciate it? Yeah, absolutely I do. And I'd love to learn more about it. And doing this podcast, I have learned more about the history of the game than I ever thought I did. Like, I thought I knew baseball until I met guys like Forrest and Justin and the followers in our chat. Like, I'm just like, you know what? I don't know jack crap about baseball. I really don't. In the grand scheme of things, like the history of it and where it came from, no clue. But I'm continuing to learn, and that's what I love about it. So,
well, and I love being able to write trivia questions that I can't answer, but I make other people have to answer.
right.
That's always fun too.
Yeah, because then it sticks in your brain. It's like, this isn't going to leave my brain now until you ask me the question next week. Then I'll have no clue. But all right, last one I have this evening. Post 1930, 3 pitchers have had 30-win seasons. Who is missing from this list to win 30 games in a single season?
Oh, okay.
I said list, and I didn't even put their names in there.
I know.
So that's Lefty Grove up there in the middle. It's not
Looks
Bob.
like Goofy. Looks like Goofy from the baseball cartoon.
Right.
All right.
But that should give away the time period with the hand like that, though, because it's not his hand. It's not High Pockets Kelly. It's not Bob Feller, even though that looks like his windup. It is not. This guy also has the same first and last initial.
Jeez.
And I did not do that on purpose. I was completely by accident.
It's like you planned this out.
It is, in fact, Dizzy Dean, Curtis. Nice job.
Nice job. Wow.
Yeah, Dizzy Dean. Nice work. And that was Sportsman's Park in the background. So the old St. Louis Stadium. So nice
Holy
job.
cow.
Dizzy Dean, John Temple got it as well. Nice job. All right. Episode 300 next Thursday, February 12th. 300 episodes with me, Harrison. How are you feeling about that?
I'm impressed we've made it to 300. I mean, we're like, we're going to do this show for a little while, see how it goes. And we were just having fun for the first like 50, 60 episodes. We're like, what are we going to do with this thing? I was like, we'll keep going. And then we started adding in reels and then started seeing the audience grow. And it was like, we'll just keep going. And now here we are, 300 episodes deep with, millions of monthly views. And it's wild. It's wild that we're still here. We're still talking baseball. And I I can't imagine not doing this podcast now. Like, I feel like it's been part of my life forever now.
It really has. And like, I mean, the amount that we've grown, like we've said before a couple episodes ago, like the first few episodes are painful watches. And I mean, I don't even know if we're still not painful watches, but anyways.
Yes, I'm not willing to say we're not yet.
Facts. The first few were brutal. And just to see our growth through it has been incredible. But for me, it's meeting all of the other baseball fans that we've had the chance to connect with. It's been absolutely incredible. Like, you guys come back show after show, and like, we understand, like, it's an investment in time to come watch us. Like, there's sometimes we're on for 2.5 hours. You guys are there from second one until you're saying goodnight to us at hour 2.5. Like, it's wild. It's only painful pronunciation. Fair. I get it. But
he's just being generous. It's more than just that.
Yeah. But guys, we honestly, like, we couldn't do this show without you and the support that you guys have given us on our page, on the show every week, twice a week. It has been absolutely incredible. The guests that we've had the chance to get on too, like, I mean, we've had some really cool stories and guests. I mean, going back to, like, I always loved the Little League World Series guest we had on, Cam Beckwith.
That was cool.
That was incredible. To live Williamsport through his eyes. To Steve Traxel, to Schumpert, to Mark Fredrickson coming on and sharing his stories about, like, all his years with the Braves. I'm sure we could have a 10-hour sit-down session and just listen to him speak about his stories, which we'll have to try to schedule again at some point. But it's been incredible. I can't put any more words to it than that. But
and I go back to, like, who are we to get people to, like, give us their time and attention? Like, who are we to get these people to join us in the show? Who are we to get these people in our chat every time we go live, to come and talk baseball with us? And I think that's the cool part, is that this has never been a show about me or about you. It's always been a show about baseball. It's always been a place for people to come in and talk baseball. There's no ego here. There's no agenda here. I view this is no different than Cheers, but it's for baseball. Like,
right.
You're always welcome. We know your name. Come in, hang out, talk ball whenever you want. Like, we're here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what has made this so cool, is that, we've gone out and found our own community of people that love baseball like we do. And it's like hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Like, I've met none of these guys in the chat, but I feel like I've known them forever, because, like, we're just here shooting the shit, talking baseball every night.
Yeah, and the messages you guys send to us when we're off the air too. It's like we keep the conversation going, or like, you see a video, you guys send it. Like, I mean, it's just been absolutely incredible. And I just, again, couldn't do it without you, Michael, because I schedule recording my podcast to not interfere with me watching you guys, and that's awesome. And it makes us feel really good, and it's awesome. A lot of our hard work, because we've said we're not shy about it. We put a lot of time into this. But it doesn't feel like work, and it's a testament to you guys. So if it's Cheers, there should be beer. I'll send some in the mail, Carter. I do have your address.
Yeah, no, Mike Reed just clarified to John, it is BYOB. Like, there can always be beer. You just got to bring your own.
Yeah. And, and John, I'm glad that we could be, a release for you. That's awesome. It's been a tough 2.5 years for me. This podcast has helped me keep focused, and I love that. And that's what we're meant to be here. Just for everything that Harrison said to back that up is, um, we're just a bunch of nobodies that love baseball that just sit and talk about it for hours at times. I mean, we've had some live watch parties that have lasted 4.5 hours. So, I mean, it's just been absolutely incredible. And just can't thank you guys enough. And this ride continues to grow. We're up to almost 33,000 followers. Like we just hit 30K on New Year's Day and it's still going. Like it's wild. So thank you guys. And thanks for having my back in the comment section too when we do mess up a trivia question. So appreciate that support as well.
We don't ever mess them up, Nick. Come on.
Facts. Definitely Skubal started the 2019 All-Star game, and you can't tell me he didn't.
He absolutely did. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he started. I mean, he would have. If he was playing, he would have. So take that.
Yeah. Curtis, I love this. My baseball stuff is no longer just contained in notebooks. Thank you much. I appreciate this. And yeah, absolutely. And we said it before, like we have Yankees fans in the chat. Like who would have thought that we would have a world where Yankees fans and Red Sox fans could come together, have a cordial conversation about our teams and not just be rifling at each other in the chat. Like that's what we want this to be, as a safe space for all fans to come and celebrate their team and the game. So I hope that does come off.
Yeah. If I couldn't have created a better, like, just place to go chat with other guys about baseball. Like it's exactly what we wanted to create 4 years ago. We just didn't realize that we were creating it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. John says we all love to support you guys. It's great to talk, and great guys and a great fan base. Appreciate all of you. And that's it. It's not just you, Harrison. It's not just me. It's all of you guys too that make this show what it is. So thank you. Can't say it enough. I know I say shout out to the 2 Rockies fans in the chat. Exactly.
Hey, we proved they exist. I'm pretty sure it was Ryan that was saying they weren't real. We proved they exist.
Yeah.
Ghosts and Rockies fans,
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. We were saying, oh, we've never had a Rockies fan in the chat. The next week, 2 of them show up back to back. We're like, oh, there they are. Mark says the show is as comfortable listening as reading Ball 4 for the 100th time. But
I love Ball 4.
Thank you. Yeah. And Curtis, this is it, right? Level-headed and mature. We want to be able to talk about the game and the sometimes controversial topics that come up, but like keep it level, like not be too extreme on something. Like it gets us nowhere in a conversation if we're not willing to listen to both sides of the argument, right? It doesn't make sense. So I'm not that mature, but still I feel that to my core.
Amen.
But, we missed John Carter's. We missed John Carter's birthday. Happy birthday, bud. Didn't know John had a birthday. Love that. So, but yeah. So we will have a 300 based episode next Thursday. Like all our discussions will be around like the number 300 trivia. So brush up on your 300s trivia. That's just a little hint for you guys in the chat there. But just some kind of different type of conversations we'll have. So that'll be next Thursday. Like we said, we're not going to put our 300th show on Sunday and compete with Super Bowl Sunday. That's just stupid. So we're not going to have a show Sunday. But we will be on Thursday for our 300th episode. So pretty cool. And it's kind of perfect timing. Super Bowl's over. Football season's done. Let's go baseball. 300th episode, kick off the season. Let's go.
Yeah. So. And that's the Super Bowl is like, it's to me that is the moment where it's like, okay, football season's over. Basketball and hockey keep doing their thing, but that means baseball season is around the corner.
Yep. I mean, I think I saw a post. It's 8 days till pitchers and catchers have to report. So, like, we are close, fellas. We're real close.
Yep. We're getting there.
All right. Harrison, do you have anything else? I know you're in Florida. You've been busy throwing up on roller coasters and stuff, but do you have anything to bring before the chat starts throwing stuff at us?
Well, first of all, I'm not throwing up on roller coasters. I can handle a roller coaster. Although never mind.
It's the teacups for me, man. I can't do the teacups anymore. And we lost him. Oh, there we go. But anyways, fellas, if you have anything you want to bring up into the chat, that now's your time to do it. Yeah, we did touch on Skubal's arbitration right at the beginning, Captain. $32 million. We knew it was going to be a slam dunk because the Tigers did the 19 million thing. So it was just really, it was kind of a dumb offer for the Tigers to only offer 19. There was no way that was getting done. But it's crazy. I'm already getting Mariners feeds in Peoria, and my neighbor is going for 2 weeks. His brother lives 2 blocks from the stadium. Nice. But yeah, our thing with the Tigers capping was, what do they do? Do they go all in? Do they trade Skubal away? What do they do? I mean, because Framber Valdez's contract is essentially a 1-year deal with 2 other opt-ins. But yeah, I mean, Skubal's arbitration was a slam dunk. We knew it was he was going to get the top dollar because the bottom dollar was so low. So yeah, they were hoping for the best, 1,000%, knowing that the chances of getting that was slim to none. So
Yeah, Curtis, it's one of those things like in Florida, the weather gets cold. Like, not only do the lizards drop out of the trees, but apparently the Wi-Fi drops too. So, fun.
yeah.
It's fun down here.
Mike Reed, good question. Do the O's turn to Lucas Giolito or do they sign nobody? What do you think, Harrison?
I mean, I hope the O's do something. I mean, Giolito, I think a lot of teams are seeing the injury track record and just going, no thanks. But I mean, on a low cost, incentive laden deal, I would hope they take a flyer. They need to go find some arms, or maybe there's a trade they can make we haven't thought of. But I think the O's need more pitching because the AL East is not getting any easier.
No, and I'm with you. I think the offense is going to be there, but they would be the Red Sox of last year. You're not going to out hit your pitching. You just can't. And the Red Sox had Garrett Crochet at the front of the rotation, and they still couldn't out hit the pitching. And the Orioles are good, but they're not that good to out hit their pitching every single night because their pitching staff is, I'm going to say it, not that great. Zach Eflin is your anchor. Good pitcher in his own right, but is he an ace? Is Zach Eflin an ace?
No.
So
could Shane Baz be an ace one day? I mean, I think he's got the stuff to be, but he hasn't proven he can actually do it.
Well, that's the thing. Injury with him, injury with Bradish. Like you have a lot of ifs, and you're not deep. That's not it's not good to be. It's not good to be shallow in that spot. And out of the guys you do have are massive question marks. It's not a good position to be in.
No.
It's tough. And I hate that because the Orioles were on an upwards trajectory and then they started off terrible. Brandon Hyde's fired in the 8th game of the season, it seemed. Like it was a quick hook. Real quick hook. And then they just haven't been able to recover since. You know what? You want to know their biggest mistake for me, I think, is not re-signing Corbin Burns. Now, I know he went out with Tommy John, but at that moment you didn't know, right? He went in there and dealt for you guys. You had to find a way to keep an ace in that rotation, and they didn't. So to me, that's one of their biggest mistakes.
And then when he left, you responded with nothing.
Right.
So it's one of those where re-signing him was the right idea, but when you lost him, there should have been a plan B, and there was not.
Yeah, and Curtis, I'm with you. Orioles can still be a dark horse. They have the talent. They were also in on Framber Valdez, so that was also a big loss this week. That they were, their eggs were in the Framber Valdez basket. Now, where do they pivot? I don't know. Is there anybody else out there? I'm not really sure.
I mean, in terms of needle movers, no. You got guys like Giolito out there. You've got Bassett still out there. You've got, those kinds of guys who I think are good are good depth pieces, but you don't have like a difference making arm available on the free agent market.
Yeah, agree. You know what I'm doing right now is I am updating our free agent guest sheets here
Oh boy.
because I think we have them all. I think everybody is signed, and I will do a final tally here because I've been keeping up with it.
I was right. Gallon's still out there, Michael. You're right. I keep forgetting
Oh,
about
that's
him.
right. And I think they'll probably have to go there, right?
They may
Eggs are in
have
that.
to.
Yeah. I don't know. Gallon's another weird one. But he's the next pitcher to go, right? I mean, the top pitchers are gone. Harrison, you killed it this year in your free agent guesses because you got the Gino Suarez one right too. Luis Rise, we did not get.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody saw that happening.
The Giants, nope. So yeah, Gallon's still out there, but we do have everybody else. Oh, and Justin Verlander. What do we think about Verlander, Scherzer? Do they find a landing spot? Are they a
What
late signing?
what if they both go to the Orioles? You got Verlander and Scherzer being your 4 or 5 on the rotation.
Right?
I wouldn't hate that.
I
That would
mean,
that would certainly bring some toughness to that rotation.
you also have Marcelo Zuna still out there. You have Chris Bassett still out there. I know Ozuna's not a pitcher, but
No,
Bassett,
but Ozuna, last I saw, was rumored heavily to the Pirates. Bassett was a guy who's been kind of kicked around. I'm not
yeah,
sure where he ends up. Everybody thought the Mets were going to be all over him, then they weren't. I think he'd be a good option for the Orioles, but again, he's not like a top of the lineup or top of the rotation needle mover kind of guy. He's a, you know, 3, 4, 5 starter who's going to be good.
yeah. So where did we go?
What just happened?
I was trying to share. There we go. The free agent guesses there. All right. So we will start. Let's start with the rounding third guesses here. So they got Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers. They got Kyle Schwarber to the Phillies. They got Bellinger to the Yankees, correct. They got Diaz to the Dodgers, correct. So
Good one.
nice work there. They were with me with Gino going back to the D-backs. They got Grisham going to the Yankees. They agreed with me there. And that was before they signed that freaking ridiculous deal. Merrill Kelly to the D-backs. You had that. We all got the Tigers. That was a layup.
Yeah. That one might have been the easiest pick that had to have been the easiest one of the offseason.
Yeah, so I think Harrison, you're actually in the lead because you got Gino, and what was the other one you got? There was another one that was an outlier that I think you got, but yeah, you've been killing it. Oh, the Merrill Kelly one. So yeah, you have 7 now, so you're in the lead, and
Nice.
I'm bringing up the rear with 3 correct. So you're welcome. Yeah, pretty bad, but anyways.
This was a tough one because some of the signings were like way out of left field.
Yeah, a lot of them were, and I mean we do that on like the day after the World Series.
Yeah, we're
so like there's
within
no
like a week
rumors.
of the World Series ending, we're all in on it.
Yeah, no rumors, no nothing. Just
one signing influences everything after that, and we're still going in there raw.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Joey Gallo, bring Joey Gallo Joey Gallo in the rotation. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm with you, John. I think Scherzer and Verlander should sign with Detroit and retire. I would love that. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. I think Verlander still wants to pitch. He's been vocal about that.
And I mean, both of them were pretty good in stretches for last year. So somebody out there is going to take a flyer on those guys as a back of the rotation option.
Yep.
And I think they'd be great on young teams where they can also be a bit of a mentor to some young guys who are, on the way up.
Yep. Jose Quintana, that's an interesting name. Can eat some innings. Where was he back in Milwaukee last year? I've kind of lost track where he's. I think he was right. Did he go back to Milwaukee?
Boy, I think so. I have kind of lost track of him too.
Because he was with the Mets, and
Yep,
then he signed. I want to say he went back to Milwaukee. I
I
don't
think you're
know
right.
though.
I mean, another pitcher I kind of lost track of, Jose Urquidy signed with the Pirates. That just
Okay,
happened today. A
all
guy
right.
that, again, a guy that has shown moments of brilliance and moments of frustration.
Yeah,
Oh, Mark
I
yes,
mean,
Brewers.
he said Brewers.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. Listen, I I said it a couple shows ago. I love that the Pirates are actually trying to do something. I think it might be a little bit too late to try to build a team so they can somewhat try to convince Paul Skeens to stay. Um, but I don't know. I like these little deals because we said this is the first step they have to make. They have to sign these lower marquee free agents. They have to make these key deals in order to show other players around the league that, hey, like we are going to try to compete. Um, I love it. Do I
Yeah.
think the Pirates make a huge leap this year? I mean, yeah, I think they do. I'm going to go out and say yes, they make a big leap because they are significantly better than they were the last few years. So big leap, yes. Is it enough to get into a playoff spot? That's another discussion. I don't know. But for most improved team, I'm picking the Pirates right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Pirates are in that conversation. I think that the Orioles are in that conversation. I think that you could even see a team like like the A's be in that conversation.
Yeah.
They've done some things.
Yeah. Uh, Orioles are still tough for me, man. Like I want them to be there. I do. I can't. That starting pitching scares the crap out of me. It
Yeah.
really does. I don't know if I can say that they're like one of the most improved team. Now, listen, you got 70 homers in the offseason with Pete Alonso and Taylor Ward. Like that's
Yeah.
going to provide some thump for sure. But that pitching scares me a lot, and I hate that.
Agreed. Agreed. It's a team that's gonna mash. They gotta find a way to get some pitching so that they can complement that. Because you don't want to have to try to win every game, 10-8.
Yeah.
That's a tough way to do it.
Yeah. John, we did talk about the Donovan trade. We love that it plugs that third base hole for them. And it said after the Super Bowl, the Seahawks are going up for sale, and there's been legit noise about the Mariners ownership group getting deep into that purchase. Dang,
Interesting.
that's cool.
Well, I know the Seahawks they have to go up for sale because it's finally hit that window of time where the estate wanted them to go up for sale. But that'll be interesting to have a team go up for sale immediately after a Super Bowl appearance, win or loss. I mean, it doesn't matter. The fact that they're in the Super Bowl then going up for sale right after is that has not happened before. That's gonna
Is it a st-
fetch some money.
is it a state law or like the team has to go up for sale after a certain
No,
amount of
sorry,
time?
it's estate, not the state.
Oh, gotcha.
Estate. Yeah.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
it's been run by the family um, for the last I don't know is it 7 or 8 years? John would know. Um, but they're
Sick.
gonna and if I read it correctly too, when this sells, all of the proceeds from the sale go to charity.
What?
So like, I don't believe the family keeps anything that comes off the sale of the Seahawks.
At $6 billion with a B.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So Captain's saying that they're required to sell from the brothers' will because so Paul Allen, one of the Microsoft guys, was the owner of the Seahawks for a long time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. They're selling the Blazers too, and then there's some other interest they had in something that they've also got to sell. And if I understood it correctly, when they sell this, none of it's kept. It's all dispersed to charities.
Wow. They should donate to the Nick Arno Foundation. Just saying
Yeah.
that. I'm throwing my ring in the hat there. Um now Isn't the guy, is it Dunning? Tom Dunning, the guy from MLB Raleigh that's trying to fund that. He's in on the Blazers, right?
Yeah,
Like
he's
he's
buying
trying to
the
he's
Hurricanes guy is buying the Blazers.
yeah, okay. But yeah, man. Crazy. Curtis, this is another good one. Interesting arm. Zach Luttrell.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot he was out there.
I
A guy
mean,
that got passed, was it the Rays and the Reds last year? Like a guy that kind of got passed around.
yeah.
I mean, he's one of those guys who always pitches well enough to stick around.
Yeah. But again, if the Orioles are hard up for arms, they got to pivot and start looking at these guys seriously.
And honestly, like the Orioles should go sign 2 or 3 of them. They're not going to be that expensive. Just go sign a few
Right.
of these guys, bring them to spring training, see what you got.
Yeah. Just that's crazy. But yeah, I don't have anything else. Harrison, I know you probably want to rest up so you can, tote those 3 kids around tomorrow. So um
I will say I did drop a link in chat a minute or two ago. Some new renderings came out of a potential ballpark in Tampa. Manfred came out in support of it. And then you have DeSantis, the governor of Florida, also came out in support of it. They are trying to rally around this idea of keeping the Rays in Tampa.
nice.
For 2 reasons. One, they want to maintain that location, but 2, they don't want this new ownership group that's based out of Jacksonville to pull them north. They'd like to keep them down on the Gulf Coast. So there's kind of a rally to keep the Rays in Tampa, which it sounds like the new ownership group is fine with. But there's a lot more momentum now building for not a St. Pete site, a Tampa site. And so some
Gotcha.
new renderings came out. I shared the link. I also shared them on our story. Nice looking ballpark, great concept. Now it's a matter of, can they get it done?
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be the best for Tampa fans, right? They've said that St. Pete's a nightmare to get to. You've said it. They need to get it in Tampa. So hopefully they get it done. And maybe actually it would bring some fans to that ballpark because it'd be easier to get to. So we'll see.
I think it would. I mean, the
Well, I don't know what he was going to say, but it probably was
Buccaneers
important.
play just down the
There we
street
go.
from where the Yankees at Legends Field. There's
Go
lots
ahead.
of space in that area.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. I mean, the Buccaneers play just down the street from Legends Field where the Yankees have their spring training. There's lots of space. There's lots of land in that area. The seasons don't collide, but it sounds like they want to be closer to the water to make it a real attraction because it's going to be surrounded by other stuff. So there's a lot of momentum and a lot of desire in the area to keep the team here. They just realize they can't do what they've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. But all right, well, I'm going to throw in the towel, fellas. I hope you have a safe weekend. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday. Go Pats, let's go. I know that Seahawks team is tough, so it's going to be tough, but enjoy the Super Bowl. You'll see us out on the page, and keep an eye out. We will be promoting show 300 for next Thursday. So enjoy the week, be safe, make good choices, especially if you drink. Make sure you hand the keys to somebody else leaving your Super Bowl parties, please. So we will see you next Thursday for show 300. And thanks again for everything you guys do. Really appreciate it. See you Thursday.
See ya.